Hi guys, my name is Trevor Rosley. Welcome to Rise Up Be Me, where we speak about the dark night of the soul, going through depression, the awakening and discovering your true gift and your true identity to who you are in 3 letters, 2 words, and it's called Be Me. My question was this: am I really a human being? I discovered that being human being is the reason why you feel all of these emotions and find yourself in a certain way, because it's the programming, right? You're a human being, right? I know. But in the transformation, what's going on here, especially today on this planet, there's a takeover, and it's connecting people into the 5 sense realm even more so. So it's becoming more of a slave. At the moment, the human being is confused. What's real? What's true? What did we do? How did we get through this? What does it all mean? What's our future like? So the human is a worrier, thinks too much, drives itself crazy, doesn't think highly of itself. Your emotions can feel like they're draining you. Your experiences can seem like they're failures. So there's a lot to be said about the human. So let's open up the picture and let's have a look at life with all the humans, and let's step back and say, okay, this is what humans are doing, and through the thousands and thousands of years, we've got to this stage that this is what human beings are doing. I've been on the planet 60 years now. I can see the pattern of what's happening, which means I can see how we are easily manipulated into believing something because of the fear of, right? So what's the biggest thing? Well, people fear death. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? Don't want to die. So you have to look at that strategy of how do we convince people to do things. We introduce fear. And when you're consumed by the fear, you're irrational. You can't even make a choice. So you will grasp at something to make your life seem it's okay. When we look at life as a human being, it's just humans, right? It just happens. Shit happens. We wing it. We try to go with the flow of it. It's emotional. But when you sort of awaken and you see the greatness of who you are and the reasons why your story is like that, it makes complete sense. Because if I said to you, well, explain what it means to be human, ask yourself, do you think that's true? Do you really believe that you really are a human? Or do you believe that there is something else that's different about you that you felt you didn't fit in? The last point of my message of understanding what really is this message, it took me time, because it works like this. When you ask the great question, you will receive the great answer. The human doesn't get you to ask the great questions. The human programming just gets you to worry about your situation, or worry about even how successful you are. There always seems to be elements of getting somewhere that we call evolution. But let's say we look at life and we look at all of these religions. Now, they've all got a great belief. They believe what they believe is true. It works for them. That's good. So we've got a population of what we call human beings, humanity, across the globe. Well, what would you say? 85% believe in a spiritual religion, or they believe in some sort of afterlife, or they believe in some mysticism. But here's the thing. all of this belief system is still there. But as I said, let's step back and have a look where we're at, because all these religions speak about love, oneness, relationship. There's a great kingdom. These are the instructions. This is the message. This is how you should think and feel and act. Kind of, they all say the same sort of thing, don't they? It gives them a belief. It gives them something to feel good about, I suppose. Maybe it gives them the feeling of like that they've been a good human being. And so therefore, by being a good human being, you get rewarded. Something like that. So, through my awakening, from the messages that I received, it got to the point where it was, but you're not human being. So human being is the problem, because human being is just made up. You could say being is made up, but it's more made up. If I said to you, explain to me about being a human being and prove to me that you're a human being, see what you get from that. But then my job is to prove to you that I'm a beamy being, because in the beginning I was that beamy being, but that split second I came out into this realm, well, I just became all these titles. You became all of these titles. You even had a religion. You'd been born a millisecond. Whose choice is whose? So you grow into this character, this ideal, this human being that believes in a certain something, and they're going to make you believe in this certain something. Well, I believed the human program, and of course I did, because what else is there to believe in, right? How do you change that? By going through the dark night of the soul, and then coming out the other side a completely different man, you've got to be telling the world that, hey, hold up here a minute. How's that even possible? How's that possible? Think about it. Because when I was in that dark night of the soul, the only thing I thought about was ending my life, because I just couldn't cope with the pain. Wow, I didn't realise this pain could feel so painful without being hit by a train or something. So the emotional content of the human being collects all of its experiences and stores them with emotions. And then we walk around with all of them emotions. And as we get older, we carry even more emotions. And I got to the point where it was, wow, what's the problem? Why is my life like this? Why do I feel like that? Or maybe it was because of this. Maybe it was because of the marriage. Maybe it was because of the job. Maybe it was... And you give all of these excuses. Maybe you're just useless. In that spiritual awakening, what you would call the spiritual awakening, oh yeah, you're going to experience all of that shit. Because the human side of you tries to lure you back with all of them words. And some of them words go like this. Are you fucking for real? You've gone mental. What the fuck do you want to do that for? I'm not doing that. So you get to this point where you have to ask yourself, who am I arguing with? Who is the one that gives you the great idea? The flash of inspiration. And who's this little fucker that wants to keep talking you out of it? It's mad, isn't it? And I used to think, did God do that on purpose? Did he kind of give you a brain that was really inspirational and really working great, and then decide to fuck it over in the next minute or something? I don't know. Or is that what you would call the angel and the devil communicating? The angel says, this is a great idea, and the devil says, oh, fuck that. Come on, don't listen to that. It's mad, isn't it? But that's how the human being thinks. There's loads of things, loads of fears, loads of worries about a lot of things. When you awaken to the beamy way, you start to realise one important factor, that this is your life. And you look at yourself and you think, wow, this is the way that I treat myself in life. Now, you can be one of these people that are full on because you think that's the way that it works, got to keep going, got to keep pushing, got to keep trying. But you have to ask yourself this important question: why does the mind come up with all these fabulous ideas? And then you've got this other mind that wants to squash it, and there's no way of putting that inspiration together. It's like, well, that's not going to work, is it? How's that going to happen? That happened to me. There was the same thing that happened to me. It was receiving this message, going through this crazy journey, and then trying to get the human side of me to compute with what on earth was going on. So it was like the human side of me is stepping back and seeing all these spiritual things happen. Like you would be seeing a lot of spirits, you would be seeing visions, and it would be in your dreams, wide awake. It was just like, wow. So as a human being, you're seeing all of these things, and the human being can't handle it. It's too much. It's fucking mind-blowing. Beamism helps sort that shit out, because that's a war otherwise. And that's an uncontrollable war between two personalities fighting for space. And that space is within you. Which one's real? Which one do you truly listen to? But I realised there was a third observation, and that observation was me. So it was almost as if I could see these two minds communicating, having an argument, having a war, and I can see it. Cutting the story short, that was the beamy, that was the middle pathway. So the beamy way was the moment where, if I didn't control and understand what was going on here, I was going to end up in the mental asylum. So the beamy had to come in and try and control this, because in one sense you've got this higher self speaking, and this self, you've got this, what you would call the devil, the darkness, technically the human. Forget them strong words about demons and devils and all of that shit. You just got to go with the human, because once you understand what I'm talking about with the beamy, and you become fully fledged with that beamy, that human programming, well, it's really dark. It's the killer of your journey. It's been confusing you. It's been fucking you over, left, right and centre. So spirituality is not this fun thing. This spirituality is a war that goes on because you're trying to save your own fucking soul. And in that moment, it does seem like that the attacks come from everywhere. And because of all of this stuff that was happening, I had to step back, come into the beamy and go, now why would this be happening? And why would these two opposing forces be arguing over what? Me? Which then led me to the point that went, well, hold up here a minute then. If there's a war that's going on here, and there's a lot of spirit shit going on, and there's a lot of darkness and dark entities, and wow, it was really going on. So Beamy became this light shield from my higher self that went, you better put this shit on, because it's a suit of armour. Because what's happening there on the outside world is going to get very bad. And humans are going to be even more confused over these changes that are happening. And so therefore, you got people like the messengers, people that are awakening, people in the dark night of the soul, and use people in the depression. You can be saved. Because that was the beginning of my journey. Don't think it's all over, for fuck's sake. And don't listen to anyone telling you that it's all over. Because I know that story. And I know them answers. But I got through it. So I have different answers. And these answers are about the most incredible journey you'll ever find yourself on. And it's a journey of the human being that has lost itself in its reality, and it cannot function in its reality. And so therefore it goes into its inner shell, hence the cocoon, hence the dark night of the soul, and it loses itself inside because it's seeking answers. It cannot find the answers on the outside world. It has to go in. And that's the soul. The soul says, I'm bringing you in. It's time to come home. But you got to listen to me. And this is going to be hard work. Because the soul's job is to get you to break the human spell. The human programming that has got you trapped. Now you think it's all over. But let me tell you this. Well done you, because that was meant to happen. That means the human programming serves you no purpose. So as you've gone into your inner world, what do you fill it up with? Well, that was my problem. How do you get out? The beaming process, the beamy steps I speak of, I make them sound simple. They were very difficult, but I'm giving you the simple answer that you may never have found by treading that pathway by yourself. When I say to you, you've got to develop the Be Me, because that process of what you're going through is the awakening of your soul. And it's a process that you evolve and develop more so into the being that you should have been before the programming fucked you over. So what you're doing is that you're trying to escape from that 5th sense realm, but you realize you're in prison. See, that's the darkness. And then the realm of darkness have got you, and they can torture you in that darkness. I know, it's Harry Potter. It took me a long time to really grasp these moments of what's real. All of this was happening. What's real? Am I going mad? Am I going crazy? It sure does seem like that. So if you need help and understanding who you are, what you are, you need to bring in the identity of Be Me, because that is your true I, your true self. And the message is this: you are intelligent, conscious, body-mind entities. You really are. Get rid of the title of human. It's killing you. My name is Trevor Rosley. I'll see you on the other side. Take care.